Have you ever looked on social media and seen all of your friends having great times and being on these wonderful holidays and everything, and thought to yourself, how comes that's not me? Well, let me tell you, that is just a mirage. If you think of social media, do you remember back in the 70s when we used to get K-Tel records with a compilation of all the biggest hits? Well, that's what social media seems like to me. We see all these photos of people smiling, having a great time and that. And you know how curated they are? There'll be one photo of about 20 that they've taken to get it just right. If you look at people today, they take these photos and they'll take 50 or 60 photos to get the right one for social media. And so this life that we think that our friends and other people are having, it isn't real, you know. And that's what I want to talk about in today's video. My name's James. If you're new to the channel, welcome along. It's good to see you. I talk about stuff on here that is, if you like, leading you towards a more optimistic outlook, making you feel better about the life that you live. And one of these things about social media is that it makes us feel bad. It makes us feel as though we're not as good as other people because they seem to be having a better life than us. But it's not true. It's really not true. And then I think, in a way, they're having a worse life than us because they're trying so hard. And that's something that isn't great, you know. And when you talk about the perfect life, what is it to you? Is it the massive house in the country, driving the big flash sports cars? Is it having those holidays? Would you like to have the great career? Is it you'd like to have influential friends or be an influential person? What is it for you? What is this perfect life for you? If the perfect life would for you be like those celebrities who seem to be here, there and everywhere, have you thought about the downside of it? The fact that they get papped all the time. There's paparazzi following them. They get photographed in the street when they're on holidays. The encroachment in their lives must be absolutely awful. I'm not sure that that's something I would really like to have. I look at the footballers and the very rich young men that are playing football in this country now. And then I see the fact that they go out and they go and play football and that. And while they're away, their houses are getting robbed. People are targeting these people who we all know where they are because they're in sports, they're at some event. We know that they're going to be in certain places at certain times and their homes are getting left and people are robbing them. There are people who, celebrities and that, who go out and get robbed on the road, on the streets, of their gold watches and their Rolexes and all that sort of stuff. And talking about the cars and that, would you really like to have those cars? I had a friend who had a nice car and it was a convertible and it had one of those roofs that come on the top, and he went out, left it in a street while he went and done shopping, and someone put a knife right across it and split it all over. The trouble is, there are some many jealous people out there who don't want you to have those nice things. And I know people who've got really nice cars and had them keyed straight along the side. So there's this other side to having all these great things. I'm not saying you shouldn't have anything good. Of course I'm not. We all deserve to have the best that we can have. But there is a downside to all that thing. I know someone who did really well in business, had this beautiful house in the country, and it had a bit of acreage, so he had gardeners and they had staff to clean the windows and they had staff to do this and staff to do that. And after about 2 years, they sold the house and moved back into a normal house that a normal family like you and I would live in. And I said to him, why have you moved back to that from having that beautiful house? And he said to me, do you know the worst thing about that house was we had no privacy. There was someone there all the time knocking on the door through the course of the day, wanting us for something to do with all of the brand around us. He said it wasn't worth money to have the hassle that we had. You wouldn't think that, would you? But that was just one example of it. I've got a friend who runs fairgrounds. He's probably got £5 or £6 million worth of equipment travelling on the fairs. He's well off financially, but he never has no time. We were talking the other couple of weeks ago about holidays and that. He hasn't had a holiday for 2 years. They work, they're out travelling fairgrounds from now right over Christmas and into the new year. They get a couple of months off each year. And during those couple of months, they spend most of it in the sheds getting everything ready so that it's safe and reliable for the following summer when they go back out. Also, the hassle that he gets through the year. I'll phone him up or he'll phone me up and he'll start telling me about the hassle that goes on around it. And for whatever money he's earning, I wouldn't want to swap his life for mine, because I know the amount of hassle that he gets. So all of these things, everything has a downside. It doesn't seem to matter where you are. And so what I'm saying to you is that you've got to get this life balance of your own. You've got to have this life where you can be happy in your own skin. Now, I'm not saying don't have no goals and don't get the nice things of life if you can. I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm saying about it is don't live your life wishing that it was perfect, because it never will be. Because the richer you are, you just have a different amount of problems. Maybe it's not the problem that you're not going to feed yourself this week, but there are a whole host of problems, whatever stage up that ladder you go. So what am I trying to advocate, I suppose? That's what am I trying to say to you? I suppose the thing is, set yourself realistic goals for things that you want out of life. It doesn't mean to say that if you're working hard and you've got a bit of money and you've packed money away, not to take 3 holidays a year. If you can do it, great, do it. Another thing I'd say about, and I've talked about this a lot, is practicing gratitude. The small things are just as important than having those big nice things. In fact, the small things are better because you get them more often. Those silly little moments that we think about and we smile about and we love about and we just let them go. Those moments are so special. I have a journal, and in here, every day, I write down the things that's made me smile. And it's great because then when you have days that aren't so good, you can go back to them and just have a look there and bring a smile back onto your face. The small things are better than the big things. The big perfect life that you want, you're never going to get. But you can have those small moments that bring you big joy. And they're the ones that you need to take hold of and keep hold of, because they're the ones that will see you through the pains of the day till you get to the next good one. And if you're looking for a life of joy and contentment, it's not the big things that are going to do it. It's not the material things that are going to bring that to your life. They're all nice. They're all good to have. They're very pleasant to have, let's say. But it's the feelings you have inside and the relationships you develop with other people that will decide what kind of life you have. And instead of looking for the perfect life that we see all around us from the TV and from reading social media and all that kind of thing, don't get jealous, don't get envious and think they're so much better off than you, because they're not. Don't worry about them. Worry about you. Get yourself the life that you want. If you want the nice home, go for it. If you want a nice car, go for it. But don't expect that having those things aren't going to bring you different sets of obstacles and problems along the way, because they do. The thing is to find something that makes you happy, that keeps you contented, that allows you to have a smile on your face as you go through the day with the problems that each and every day brings each of us. Once you've done that, you're cooking. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be just right. And that's it for me for today. If this video has made any sense to you, please give me a like, comment below, let me know what you think. And don't forget, if you haven't subscribed yet, don't do it just yet. Watch a few more videos, and if you like them, then do it. I will see you next time.